And we're live. Welcome once again to Question Quill. This week, once again, episode 14.
we're live.
We made it, guys.
This week, once again,
episode 14.
we're live.
We made it, guys.
This week, once again,
we're
live.
We made it, guys.
Where we
This week, left off. The party got a job and completed it in the same episode. Are we sure we're playing Dungeons and Dragons here? It was impressive. After being gifted some rather fine items from Kryn the Goblin, the party proceeded down the railroad to set a trap for the oncoming Crimson Cloaks, where they successfully derailed the train, tearing it off its tracks through the air and into the sand where the scorpions lay. They then proceeded to make sure that the job was done, if you get my meaning. And some of them enjoyed their revenge a little bit too much. But with vindication and revenge now over, the party could proceed. They stand amongst the wreckage of what they've done, with the rescued Dr. Feckfumble and the human stage coach driver, the man in charge of running the engine. Saul has gone off with Dr. Feckfumble's jacket to make it look like he perished in the sands, as well as to make sure that the blue coats are the crimson cloaks are properly disposed of. Now the rest of the party stands amongst the wreckage, deciding what to do. I think, Lula, you were the last one to be doing anything of importance, just stabilizing Dr. Feckfumble and this man, and now you return with the body of the poor professor.
Yes. Well, guys, we got ourselves here a fake fumble. I think things have gotten a little bit more complicated. Now, what do we do? Do we just take him along with us?
Well, comes to mind is I think we should leave the conductor here, but we'll take the professor with us. Thinking we could bring him to Kryn. Unfortunately, I think he's seen our faces, so we can't let him loose. We'll keep him. We'll let Kryn hold on to him for safekeeping. You guys believe that's a good idea? I reckon we could release the other one. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know what we've done here today, tonight, or today even. I'm sorry, it's noon, right? It's like broad daylight.
It's high noon and the sun is burning you, steaming off your skin from overhead.
Look, I don't. Okay, I agree with that set of ideas and plans, but leaving the conductor behind seems a little bit too hardcore.
Well, you've already tended to his wounds, right? I think he'll be safe within the engine.
I guess. Just how long will it take for help to arrive? How long do you reckon?
Hours, most likely. But I think he'll be rescued by tonight, most likely. We could leave him some water, at least. You've already tended to his injuries, right? You shouldn't bleed out.
That I did. All right. Not what I would do, but fine by me. Let's do that.
Just I believe that it won't be long until the bluecoats realize that this train ain't coming, and given who was supposed to be on it, they're sure to come looking. I don't think it'll take too long for them to find him. But either way, I think it's time we mount up and get the hell out of here. We're gonna go to Tenton, and we need to find a way to sneak the professor into town. Either that, or we gotta wait out here in the plains until it's dark.
Hmm.
Well, I vote we go. But I do have to say, it doesn't matter to me how we leave the scene, because I've accomplished what I set out to. But do you, for the rest of you, do you really want to leave behind witnesses and loose heads?
The only witness here is the professor, really.
Mm.
The conductor, he's still asleep. For now.
Yeah, the conductor was close to being knocked out when I attended his wounds, and when that got finished, he was out of it. So he's alive. Just he didn't see any of our faces, thankfully.
You know, it's your neck. You can make your decisions. I'm just saying I would not have left any loose end going, but this is not my decision to make.
I respect that.
Look, we're not killers, despite what it might seem. We're just doing what we must. The circumstances are dire. There's a lot of things that are out of our control.
Doing what we must doesn't exempt us from being killers. We all are.
Fine, but
Only in self-defense, really.
yeah. Only when we have to.
What?
And it's not for personal
Whatever
gain.
you must tell yourself to sleep at night, friends, is okay with me.
Look, you've just met. I don't expect you to get it. But know that what we're doing, it's for the greater good.
I've heard that before.
This time it's different.
Heard that one too.
Okay, boys, let us we're gonna go around in circles.
Either
until
way,
we are
as I said, this is not. I have accomplished what I've accomplished the job. You can leave the scene how you wish to. It's your necks, not mine. We can proceed.
Hey, Kaio, I can see you swapping cameras around. Isn't it easier to just swap the tokens around?
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess. It doesn't matter. Like, I'll explain it later.
Tokens, I will be swapping some ice
Sure.
into my glass.
Ranga walks off into the sands after this short exchange.
So, I guess we would take the professor, and would tie him up, and and gag him, and blindfold him, and put a bag over his head.
Okay.
Bag?
Yeah.
Hopefully not a bag of holding.
No, that comes later. So by the way, as I remember it, Lula actually like woke up the professor, right? Just the conductor was never awake. Because
Awoken, yeah.
Yeah, awoken.
The professor saw your guys' faces.
Yeah, well, he's awake right now, right? Like we didn't knock him out again, as far as I remember.
I think
Who's
I
awake?
think someone did.
My hammer's ready.
now, muscles.
Is he conscious?
Yeah, he is conscious.
Actually,
last
I,
left
I,
it.
Then I guess he's conscious inside the train, because he definitely has not been bearing witness to this conversation
Okay,
for the sake of this conversation.
all right.
Is that nice of me or not? Don't ever let anybody tell you I'm not a nice DM.
Yeah, that is nice of you.
Very nice of you. Thank you.
So I guess we would go back in, and John would tell the professor, "We need to secure you for your own protection," and then we would basically just manhandle him, or shall I say, gnome handle him, and do all that I described.
The professor, though being conscious, is still rather shaken up, and he does not struggle.
Sweet.
Does
Yeah.
as well.
We don't have any type of like anything we could carry him in, do we? We could like lay down or something. Stretcher.
Let me look at my little rucksack.
All right. If not, we'll just have to tie him to the saddles.
I don't think a medic
like
could
that
come
idea.
to the stretcher.
I think maybe he should ride on my horse. I don't want the skinkers to be confusing him. So
I have rope.
all right, we'll use that to tie him up.
Very well. Here's my rope.
So we head back to where we left our mounts. John would suggest that we try and cover our tracks as best we can, our footprints and stuff like that, to get rid of most of the evidence.
Okay. How long are you going to spend doing that?
I mean, isn't it the open desert? Shouldn't the wind just blow away our footprints?
I mean, usually in time, yes, but once a train is derailed or it's late, after a couple hours, they'll send a search party. That's not enough time to cover a footprint.
Yeah, I'm gonna
It takes a
say
day or two.
we'll do it quickly, but we're not gonna rush it either. If our mounts are really far, then you would do it faster, but we would want to be, back to our mounts and mounting up and within 30 minutes.
Yeah, they were a little bit a ways down a gully, somewhere also that you knew was far enough away from the sand pits so that they wouldn't get eaten by scorpion. So they're probably a good 20-minute, maybe even half an hour walk away, just as is,
Okay.
I mean,
in that case,
I am a minotaur with hooves.
Well, in that case, I guess we would just do it quickly then. Like as we walked, maybe just have 2 people behind holding like a brush or something.
Yeah,
trying to phase out the steps haphazardly.
Yep.
It's far. But I guess
Okay,
we could
then.
like be more cautious like near the rails, but once we're further out, once we're like 15-minute walk away, we feel it's not that important anymore. Abandon it.
Okay, then. Who's going to give me the stealth rolls?
Stealth?
2 individual
Wait, what
rolls.
now? So,
Stealth. We don't have our
Friends.
stealth guy with us. Damn it.
tiny friends, I must tell you, stealth plays no role in anything I do,
You know what?
given my massive size.
You know what? John says, actually, I'll take care of the footprints. Maybe Lula can help me.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Green-haired tiny friend.
Well,
Well-
and then John says, "Encento va nekutsama," and he touches Lula, and they both begin to float with a green aura glowing softly around them, casting fly on the both of them, and then they would let the others go on ahead and head towards the mount with the professor, and Lula and I could stay behind and do it while flying, so that it's easier and faster. And the
Okay.
fly lasts 10 minutes, and the rest of the time to.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Then please give me a stealth roll, both of you.
Advantage is flying.
Yeah, do we have advantage?
Not because
oh.
I don't think so.
Okay,
But it's cool at least.
fair enough.
Wait, so do we have advantage? Yes or no?
Hey,
No, straight
I'm
up.
letting you both do it, so you do get 2 dice.
true. Ooh, 17.
Ooh.
Alright.
I
I
usually
always
roll
believed
stealth-
in you, green-haired friend.
I usually roll stealth with a disadvantage, so
I'll
Take
let
the
you give
first
it a
number.
straight roll, considering that you're flying.
sweet. Then 17 plus 5 is quite high.
Better than John.
Nice.
22.
So 22. We got a 22 and a
You
17.
got a 22.
Yeah.
Customs cost me 22. Nice. Well then, you guys are able to, you think rather successfully, brush away any trace of your little sabotage. Soul, it seems, is already mounted up and making his way off, as you indeed do the same yourselves. Who's leading the way?
I guess I am.
Lula, are you on a
Lulu.
skink? Or were you on a road
I
runner?
will follow. That
it
was my
me?
hair, the hammer smashing on the ground,
Yeah.
not my glass of whatever.
So by the time you guys have completed all of this and you're making your way, it's about 1. You travel for the next 4, 5, 6 hours. Afternoon sun dips low on the horizon, finally starting to sink as Tenton appears on the horizon for you. And you're left with the decision of how you plan on entering the town. You have Dr. Feckfumble in tow, tied up and bound to, I guess, John's horse. What exactly is your plan, people? Soul seems
I've
rather
got,
quiet this whole time, riding in abject silence.
I've got an idea. So, Dr. Fex Fumble is pretty small, right?
Compared to me, everyone's small.
Okay, muscles.
Yeah, he's a gnome.
So,
Like what, 3 feet tall? 4 feet tall.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's microscopic from where I'm standing.
so that's pretty easy. So
Maybe you need
I-
some glasses.
Maybe you
So-
need some height.
boys.
John says, I
let me
have
tell
all
you.
the height I need, touching his tall green hair.
Boys. All right, here's my plan. Dr. Feck Fumble is baby sized, and I'm a lady. I'm a woman. So, we put a disguise on me where I'm carrying Dr. Feck Fumble or Feck Fumble as my child on my back, and we just walk into town. Don't need to worry about it. Hiding in plain sight.
I can think of like 12 ways this could go wrong, but all right.
How can it go wrong?
He could
How about we
run
just
away.
How about we just put him in my coat, my special bag. Enough air in there
You know
for at
what,
least a
John?
few minutes.
You know what, John? There's
What is
sometimes
the special bag?
with a magic item, but okay, fine. You know.
It's magical. You don't need to worry about it. So, the where Kryn was, that's in the beast folk part of town, is it?
It's in, yeah, the east side of the tracks, the west side of the tracks.
Okay. And it was on.
Can we just go
was it
around
towards the
the town?
outskirts?
Yeah, it's like far on the outskirts.
Okay. So,
We go around.
would we be able to like reach within like a 5-minute ride that point, and then stop and put Feck Fumble in the bag, and then like ride towards that area?
Indeed, you can.
Hopefully
Easy
without
enough.
any delays.
You ride towards the outskirts of the town. You see where the bluecoats are standing their usual watch with what appear to be similar lanterns to the one that Saul had, but slightly less powerful. And they are keeping a watch out. 2 by 2, they march through the streets, but you're able to stop, time it, make your way past as their patrol. And as you're approaching in, a particularly tall kudu folk man with his long antelope face and 2 huge spiral horns, stands before you, looking at the Minotaur, looking at the others. What do you want?
You're pretty big.
John would telepathically speak within his mind, saying, "We're here to speak with you. You have a delivery."
His eyes go wide, and he looks at you. Didn't know. He gestures you through.
Ranga
You make
snorts. Like, you could have actually stopped us.
John dips his head and
Make your
walks
way.
inside.
into the center, in amongst the collections of tents and ramshackle, quickly assembled huts and shacks. You find the same round, almost yurt-like structure that you'd been in before, and make your way in. Kryn the Goblin seems to be talking to another one of these antelope folk, though this one is smaller, and his horns curve straight, and then one circle, and then back. Seems to be an impala folk. Their conversation stops quickly as you enter, as the door is opened for you by this kudu man who is directing you. Kryn, his eyes go wide. Is it done?
It is. Little bonus. He goes and sticks his hand inside his coat, and he grabs the professor by his bindings, and he pulls them out of his bag, and he lays them before Kryn. And
I'm just imagining you pull him upside down like a fish.
not upside down. I was thinking more by like the scruff, the back part of his bindings. He's being gentle with them.
Gotcha.
Like a mother lion.
Yeah, and then he sets them either on the ground or upon a nearby table.
His eyes are wide and he's shaking and he's a bit concerned, but still not resisting, apparently. Kryn's eyes go wide. This is what I think it
It is. I brought him here for safekeeping.
This is better than I expected. This is a surprise for sure.
But a
Yeah.
welcome one.
Welcome and unexpected. We didn't know that the professor would be on that train.
Indeed. I thought he was in town. My spies were sure of it.
I guess it makes sense. Even from before, I knew he had a special interest in tunnels. So that's where we found him,
Indeed.
actually.
He did have curious interest in the site.
No, Kryn.
Now I'm
This man, this gnome and his brother, big brother, they have ties with the enemy. Ties.
which enemy of which do you speak?
The creatures, ones that have been sucking people's brains out of their heads. Wells.
His eyes go wide. And how do you know of them?
Seen them firsthand. Faced them on the battlefield. Basically, everything we've been doing has been to weaken their hold upon the land.
Well, this is troubling.
Indeed. This is stranger than I thought. I
You
am
knew
quite
about these
concerned.
brain-sucking people?
Who was that too?
Yes, this is one of the many secrets that you will be in on as you deepen yourselves within our ranks, brother. I have been rude. Please, sit, sit. He invites you into the cushions and the table. The Kudu folk and the Antelope Man start getting up and quickly arranging things and bringing over a pot of boiled coffee. Everyone's served. You guys are seated again. Have you created a ruckus? Were you seen coming in?
No. I believe you were able to dodge the boat patrols, easy as it was. But we weren't necessarily
farmers.
invisible either.
The ranchers, your friends, they have been inundating the sheriff's office with complaints of the PIG. I believe that your little friend, the boy, has made a full confession.
That's good.
Excellent.
I hear it has been chaos, but perhaps it could be a good alibi for what you've been doing today.
But
I don't know how to speak to you about the enemy. This is beyond my pay grade, is so to say.
Well, if
well,
you can't talk to us about the enemy, then how about you tell us who you guys are? At least start with that.
they're the eye.
We
Yeah,
keep a watch.
I've never heard of this eye before. Should I be concerned?
That's how it's
I
supposed to
think,
be.
indeed, we are not movers and shakers. We simply watch from the shadows.
Horrible deeds can be done in the shadows, so I feel like I
Horrible
should be a
deeds
little
can
bit
be done
concerned.
under the sun and under the building light of Pelor.
You got a good point there. Continue.
Indeed, though, horrible deeds are done in the dark, things of which we all know there is no need to speak. But if you are fighting the enemy, then at least we are allies in this. Perhaps then we will be allies again in the future.
That
I
does not
think
sound
As
like a
long as
bad
we're
idea.
smashing the same heads.
indeed there will always be things to smash, my big friend. You are of much service. Tell me, I have heard some of your doings, but what do you know of the darkness that comes for us all?
Me?
Not much other than their capabilities. They seem to feed on the brains and the terror of, I guess, people like us. 2 arms, 2 legs seems to be their preference. They have mind controlling powers. They can read your thoughts, get in your head. They can invade your dreams, try and affect you. Some kind of mental power. It's hard to explain. I don't even know how to describe these things.
Got it.
Indeed,
They
this I
can
We
know.
can always
fly.
ask questions later.
Indeed, this I know, but of their movements, what have you seen?
Ah,
Yes.
Understand that I am a watcher, and your information could be of good value for me, and you will be paid for it. Handsomely.
All right.
see,
Well, the tunnels were initially infested by them. They seemed to have been drawn to the artifact, the monument, the pyramid within. I don't know if they were using it or siphoning its power, or if they were just trying to get into it. I don't know.
So indeed, our observations were correct. The site was of significance to the enemy. This is good to know, and it is good that you've destroyed it.
And within the place, within the tunnels, up in the higher levels, there was a manner of creature or some kind of ship that was alive. I don't know. Had tentacles and breathed fires, and it created those orbs that drive people mad and make their heads explode. Something along those
Heads
lines.
explode.
More figuratively than literally.
I made
His eyes go wide, and he looks at the other two who've sort of been standing there pretending not to be listening, but clearly listening. He, like gestures, and they both like run out.
So anyways, we were able to drop some explosives into the creature's shell, and it flew away and exploded in the sky before dropping back into the swamps to the south. So we head there to investigate, make sure it was dead. While we were there, we were able to crawl inside of the creature, saw that it was actually some kind of vessel with cages and uh, bodies of victims. But one of the cages was empty, and the captain's quarters, or that's what you call it, they seem to be empty. So as we left, we were attacked by its defense mechanisms or something. Another horror thrown at us. But once we left, another one of those ships came from the crash site, and it head to a nearby settlement that we had passed through. The snapping turtle folk. It wiped them out. By the time we reached it, everyone was dead. Their heads were empty. Brains turned into some kind of purple goop.
It was so bad.
This will be a shame.
Yes.
I hope
And
it was discovered.
And after that, believe it or not, there were spirits in the winds. They told us that there was more of them within the Delta, city Delta. So that's where we headed. And there we actually did find a lair hidden within the old unused sewer canals beneath the docks, the mud docks. And there we slew the creature, and its lair collapsed. And after that, I believe we came here. There seemed to be, from the professor's notes, there seemed to be more of the same structures, like the one in the tunnels.
Indeed.
Several more.
I believe that is why the spire is currently under siege.
Yes.
There are other things, though. It is not in my place to tell you.
There's still more. So, the enemy. They have ties with the Feck Fumble. I believe the Donatello, Big Brother, he's either being influenced by them, controlled by them, or not outright replaced by them.
Think so?
Indeed. That's why I bring
just
the
simple
professor.
greed.
What was that, Havel?
It might be just simple greed, John.
No.
The Feck Fumbles has been influential and powerful even before all this happened. So they might just see an opportunity to just gain more power.
I can see why you would think that, but the ability to tap into a person's mind, not the only ones that can do it. When I did so to to Alcibiades, the little black sheep of the Feck Fumbles, that's when I sensed that they were watching from within. In his mind, that of his brothers.
All right. All right. Then I guess we need to move on. What do you think is the next step?
I think it's very simple. You release me to go crush every Feck Fumble suspect are involved in this. I crush heads of all the Feck Fumbles. Problem solved.
You solve one, but you open another one.
Sorry, what was that, Kryn?
I love my friend's enthusiasm here. It is great value to me, but it is misdirected. There are plays to be made. This war is like a game of chess, and effect fumbles are but one small piece in a much bigger puzzle.
Like tire at your
Indeed.
gates, tiny being.
But I will never tire of your silliness, friend. There is still purpose for you, fear not.
Yes. Fortunately, the Feck Fumbles, they're a problem that can't just be solved with a hammer. We're going to need to be smart about this, and should choose our strategy
You
wisely.
underestimate my hammer.
Trust me, I do not. He says, giving it a look. It's not a simple issue. We have enemies, and we don't even know who they might be exactly and where they are. So, as I was trying to say, there's a little more that I haven't yet shared. So the brothers Harder, they've been transformed and mutated by the invaders, and they've been used for their purposes. So, I'm not sure what that is.
You mean the outlaws?
Yes, the outlaw.
Criminals?
Indeed. They've morphed into tentacled, horrifying monsters. I don't know how, but we were able to kill the
Were
whole.
they similar to the? Were they similar to the sheriff?
Yes and no. We've seen different types of horrors. They weren't transformed exactly the same. Colt Harder, when we slew him.
Please, sorry, continue.
Colt Harder, when
I'm
we.
sorry. Is everyone here in this room aware of tentacle monsters, apart from me?
I wasn't there.
Oh,
But you were there for Colt Harder, right? When he transformed and grabbed
Yeah.
Lula, and he seemed to do it
Yes.
suddenly and at will. And when we slew him, his body became a black mark upon the sands. But
So we waited.
Right.
the property investment group had hired the brothers Harder in order to secure the lands out west, the ranches. They seem to have found something that they wanted, a special type of metal ground.
I wonder what it. I wonder at what it could be to them. What significance it might have.
Yes, and they were using the property investment group
Still,
as a front.
indeed.
This illegal acquisition or hostile acquisition.
Then this conspiracy runs deeper than even I expected. But
It is a
my
bit ironic
organization
hear you talk about conspiracy, little one.
Indeed. We do not conspire, we simply keep an eye on things. I have not conspired a single time in my life. I have simply listened.
No, except for the times when you deploy my
maybe-
hammer to take care of the job.
I may simply push a hand to do what it was intended to.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to me that we ought to focus our efforts on the Feck Fumble because they're poisoning the well from within.
Fantastic.
They're keeping all of our efforts and the movements of the enemy hidden from the eyes of the people. We can diminish their influence. People will listen to us more, I imagine.
Indeed.
Could you
And
repeat
perhaps
that?
even I will. Sorry?
So what?
I
Yeah.
didn't hear Kyle get the end of it. He kept on cutting out on my side.
I was saying that the Feck Fumbles are who we should focus on since they have the most influence, and they're being manipulated or controlled by the invaders,
Mm.
and they're using their influence and their money and their power to keep under wraps everything that's happening. They're hiding the enemy and letting them grow within the land
Seems
uncontested
pretty aligned with my
besides
first
us.
plan of crushing the Fight Fumble heads.
Indeed, though. The head of the snake might be slightly more difficult to crush than you are capable of. See,
You have seen how big I am, right? And what my hammer does.
have you seen how big the city of Baygate is? Have you seen the city of Canals, my friend?
I can go find out.
Have you? Have you been off the plains?
Have I? Wait, this is me
No.
talking.
No. Your character's never been off the plains. I don't even think you have
Oh.
the concept of what the city is. You think Tenton is a big town.
Oh,
Oh, so then I can be like, then I can have like that old town arrogance about, just like not knowing that I'm about to face Muhammad Ali, like the amateur
Yeah,
boxer.
exactly.
Yeah. So,
So we do have a couple of leads. Seems like the invaders also have ties with the visitors because as you can see, the reverends came up here, and they also seem to be hiding the existence of the enemy from the population.
Indeed. The Inquisition is in the business of keeping secret. This is what they do.
So over
Though,
at Sunhill Station, we have a lead on another person on Saul's list, and beyond that, seems that the the invaders they have movements within the valley heading to Baygate.
indeed. Well then, this is much to consider. If you seek simply vengeance, then perhaps your path is the correct one. And you will go and seek out the reverends. But I fear the Inquisition is a powerful organization. They are claiming that there was some religious significance to the artifact, that perhaps it could have been from the fall of Pelor, some such like, but the runes written upon it were not in Celestial that I know, no language that I could read in the ancient times.
Yeah, I could read them.
Possible. Have you taken note of these strange symbols?
Yes, I have made some copies of them from the professor's notes and of what I've seen within the tunnels.
Can you make sense of them? Do they?
Uh, not
And he looks at you, and he gives you a weird, knowing look. The small little goblin sneers suspiciously.
uh, I didn't really have much time. We've been so busy, but I'll delve into it deeper, see if I can find anything else about it.
Indeed. I think for tonight it's best that you return to the ranchers. Make as though you were in town for the day. Continue on with whatever plans.
Of course. Listen, I kind of need to go to the. Oh, we're supposed to head to the valley, heading to Baygate. I think it'll be a good opportunity to investigate what they might be doing up there. See if we can find anything out.
The valley. Do you mean the pass?
Yes.
Indeed. It's not long since. It's not long since I've been there myself, but we can help you with tickets on the train, which is the least that I can offer.
Be appreciated. But we'll need tickets for us and for one more. We'll any tickets for the way back.
Indeed. I will get you a. Perhaps it is not best to do that. Suspicious. But tickets indeed. From a mysterious benefactor.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. I think it is best if you are not seen going into town. Are you able to do this?
Yes, I think so.
Well, then, it's probably best I don't join you then.
Indeed, there is.
I'm kind of hard to
more
miss.
you, my friend.
Fair enough.
Plus, I think there's too many moving pieces. I should be deployed elsewhere.
Indeed, and there is work for you.
Thank you for your help, Ranga. Great use to us. Says, extending a hand. Smile.
Ranga extends his giant, giant arm from 10 feet above to grab his and shake him as well, as saying, you are of use to me as well, friends. We have accomplished something for the greater good, as you put it.
Yes, indeed. Thank you.
So, should I carry on? Are you gonna, can I assume you'll be deploying me to crush some fake fumble heads?
Well, that is not the current plan. But perhaps you will be heading to the tunnel. Our friend might need a private escort out, if you understand my meaning.
I've been in this organization long enough that yes, I do. Weirdly enough.
Then you indeed are a welcome asset. The rest of you, you have served me well. Is there anything else I might offer you?
I believe we're.
Gifts would be a good prepayment, but I do understand that the work you've done is of great value to.
Of course. Honestly, I was kind of expecting more gold our way.
Indeed, and more is owed to you, even from the work you have done before, but please do understand that it is not the easiest time right now. We are under some strain, my organization and the ARC, and indeed our mutual friend, Mr. Regin, as well.
John perks a brow and then he says, "That's unexpected, but very well then. We'll consider it a favor. And remember, a favor given is a favor owed."
I would prefer not to owe favors. If there is anything I can do for you now, that would be ideal.
You're getting us those tickets. It's okay.
Well then, at least for the night, if you would tell Aiden or Nadia at the bar that Kryn is looking out for you, you might even be able to find the rooms inside.
You have our thanks indeed. Always wanted to sleep at the Silken Splendor.
The pit is the least I can do.
I always
Right.
found the beds to be a little small.
All right then. Good evening to you.
And good evening to you, friends. Thank you again for your assistance.
Goodbye, little friends.
Muscles, you and I, next time we meet, we're gonna fight. We're gonna wrestle.
I do not wish to, smash your head in. It would end poorly. I
You'd be
kind of like
surprised.
you, so.
Right here, you'd be surprised. They don't call me knucklehead for I got a tough head.
Indeed, we will know. We will find out next time.
Yes.
The end. Good evening to all of us, and the best.
To you as well.
Likewise.
Remember, friends, it is always hammer time.
Yeah.
So, question
As
for
you're
you.
leaving, the two beast workers would have been standing outside, and they look over at you guys walking out, and they're just like, you know, trying to pretend like they weren't listening in, you know.
Question for you. So, Kryn said that Alcibiades, he already got turned over to the Bluecoats and was made to sing and stuff
No.
like that.
No. Jameson went and made a full confession, as he agreed he would.
Oh, okay. In that case, I was actually thinking maybe we should just leave Alcibiades with Kryn. Let him keep them both Feck fumbles. Just because I don't want them to be like, well, okay, well, where's that 2,500 gold that he had?
That's fair.
Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna leave him where he's at, so we don't have to answer any difficult questions.
Indeed, they will be bargaining chips.
Good. And then we would, I guess, before we leave the tent, John would cast invisibility on all three of us, and he would just let Saul be stealthy, and then we would try and make our way to the Silken Splendor without bumping into anyone, drawing attention.
Soul is indeed super stealthy, and you guys are able to make your way close in. Blue coats. Look around. Lula, you can give a straight roll. Everybody else can roll with advantage.
Woo. Come on.
I hope you guys can't.
So Ranga separated now from the group, right?
Yeah.
Like he's on his way to that tunnel.
Yeah. You're currently being given instructions by Kryn.
I rolled an 8.
That sucks.
8.
Yes.
That's worse than Ranga's stealth roll.
Wait, are we supposed to roll stealth?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay.
With advantage, because you're invisible, except for Lula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why Lula's not invisible?
You thought having Ranga with you would be bad for stealth.
Wait, Lula, you why are you with disadvantage?
Yeah, don't you wear like leather armor?
Padded armor.
What the fuck?
Wait,
Padded
you're wearing
is still
you're
regular.
wearing padded armor?
Yeah, that's what it says on D&D Beyond. There's a giant D.
Do you have an
Stealth.
equipped?
Yeah, there is.
You
very
padded
true.
armor is not disadvantage. It's straight roll.
Yeah.
Well, advantage for you.
Okay, then you can roll with advantage as well.
Go me.
It's Aslan who's supposed to roll with disadvantage because he has chainmail now.
Yep.
My bad.
Because he's a barbarian.
Yeah, but he still wears chainmail because.
Wait, I have to ask. Is Aslan bigger than me?
So roll again, Lutendo.
Got it.
I think you guys are of equivalent size. He might be a little bit smaller.
All right, so
7.
we got an 11, a 13, and an 8.
It's really important to me that I be bigger.
Aslan is 7 feet tall.
Are we gonna average this out? What was Saul's roll? He gets to roll with advantage too.
Saul got a natural 20 on the first one, but I'll roll again. 4 on the second one, but a natural 20. So
Are we gonna add him to this for our average or no?
sure. But
Saul is being
Havel got
uncharacteristically
2 1s or what?
No,
Or 11.
I got an 11. John got a 13.
Lula's-
Havel got an 11. Lula got a 7. 8. I mean,
Eight,
At
yeah.
8.
yeah.
Yeah.
Lula.
So between the three of us, our average is 10.66.
The blue coats look around. And they flash a light in your guys' general direction. Wait, who goes there? Can hear you. Stop fucking around. I don't have time for this. I'm tired, alright? Just present yourself. Don't you know there's a curfew?
DM, can I do an imitation of like maybe a critter scurrying about?
Give me a performance roll. Tell me what critter. And then you have to do it for the stream.
The shit I just walked into. All right.
I'm gonna walk away for a few to get dressed.
That's okay. Just unmute
I
yourself if you don't mind.
will do maybe like a field mouse.
What does a field mouse sound like, please?
Uh,
That's a question for Eddie, not for Havel.
I never seen a field mouse. I only know New York City rats.
Yeah, that's a different noise. It's evil.
It's like, hey,
They
yo,
like hiss at you, but with a bass. It's scary.
no, they say, hey yo, leave me alone. I'm walking here, man. All right, leave me alone. That's what they say.
I'm walking here. Forget about it.
No,
Okay, so then I think a field mouse is a bad choice. So
come
on.
I don't. I'm from the
You
city.
really-
I don't know any animals.
If not, I got something.
What? What do you suggest?
Well, John would wave his hands invisibly, cast a minor illusion, and he would put sounds of like feet crunching in the sand, like running away, behind a different house than the one that they're standing next to.
It's 30 feet, so you can do it behind a different tent.
Yeah,
And
he would do that.
Are you gonna imitate the noise from me?
If you're letting me too, sure.
just for the immersion. Imagine there might be audio listeners right now.
Maybe it sounds
I
like
want them to get the full audio visual experience, right?
true. It would sound like running in the sand, but he tries to make it seem like he's running away,
Nice. Okay.
or that the sound is running away, so it will get softer over time.
Oh, that little shit. Way to chase him. Man, I really can't. The other guy like looks at him, gives him like a droopy face, like, man, I really can't be bothered. And they just walk down the road.
Nice. Sweet, and then we continue making our way to the Silken Splendor.
You indeed are able to make your way into the Silken Splendor. It's a rather quiet night, though. There are a few ranchers in there with the women and children. There's reunification of families. And Lula, all of your siblings are there. And Ma.
Oh my goodness! Oh, guys, it's been so long.
Lula. Well, sugar, honey pie, get your fanny over here. And she goes to give you a big hug.
Oh my! Oh, it's been so long. I'm so glad you guys are so safe. Oh my, Papilo, I'm so happy right now.
Oh, sugar, I'm so happy. How you been? You look a bit. Have you been eating enough?
I've
She
been
starts
eating just
momming
fine,
you,
Ma.
as you know she does.
I've been eating just fine, Ma. And I feel mighty fine, right as rain.
You guys are a bit scruffed up and scratchy from the road. And Lula, you know, your clothing hasn't been mended. You're looking a bit messy. And Ma is genuinely concerned, and she's looking you up and down and being motherly and like tucking in your shirt properly, and the same thing she did when you were a teenager.
Ma, I'm all right.
Y'all haven't been looking after my baby girl.
Ma,
Mr. Morello, Pa told me some things, and I done expected better of you.
oh shit.
Sorry, Ma. I keep trying to keep her out of trouble, but you know how she is.
It is your fault, isn't it, little Lula? Lula stands like a good foot over Ma, you know.
Yeah.
I step in and I say, ma'am, I can say this with the most sincerity. Your daughter has been quite noble in these days. And she don't look for trouble. Trouble finds her. And she's been dealing with it in the most noble way possible. You raised her right, and you've done
Well,
her right. And I go to shake her hand.
well, thank you, sugar. Now, who might you be?
My name is Havo, and I'm a friend of John and Lula and the other one. And I kind of nod to Saul.
Saul isn't here. He stayed outside.
That's right. That's right. And to these good folks, just try and do the good deed the best we can.
Well, I appreciate that. Now, maybe I can get y'all some drinks. Not much, but I believe it's owed to y'all for looking after my little girl here.
Be much obliged.
Sorry, guys. One sec. Nick, I'm gonna bounce. I have to go meet your brother for dinner. I'm gonna go to Slow. Good luck with the rest of your internship. I'll chat to you soon. Yeah, bye.
Cheers, man.
Thank you very much.
Like,
And
Thank
bye,
you.
guys.
Bye.
Good luck with
Bye.
the rest of the
Gang.
campaign. Cheers. Bye.
Thanks.
and we have to rearrange the. Sorry, Kyle.
Yeah. All good.
We got like a corner of my head. Seeing like half of Eddie's face. Eddie, you gotta lean to the right a bit so we can see you.
Oh god. I'm in the center. How about that? Look at me. I am the center
about
of
that?
attention.
How about that? Okay. Well, you guys all enjoy the evening. Are you gonna mention anything to the half elf twins who run the bar while Ma's trying to buy you whiskeys?
Yeah. He would. What was her name again? Nadia or Natalia?
Nadia.
Nadia. Okay. Yeah, he would definitely go to her and let her know that Kryn sends his regards and that to put on his tab. That
Sorry? Tab, you say?
Indeed. And he said that you could get us some rooms here for the night.
Well,
You do us the
my
honor.
little friend says a lot, doesn't he? But alrighty, I'll look into it.
We'd appreciate it.
Aiden! She shouts at her brother. You guys drink free for the rest of the night. You are served, and they even walk around to your tables, which you know in this bar is actually a rare phenomenon.
Do we know what time the curfew's lifted?
Think it's 6 in the morning.
All right.
The whiners have enough time to go where they're supposed to.
So, John, we'll try and convince the ranchers for us to all get up like before 6, and for us to at 6 o'clock leave together and go over to the barracks like out in front of the barracks and go complain publicly about the bandit attacks.
Everybody's with you. They're behind you. All the women, all the children. The women are like, we'll get water, we'll pack lunches for everybody.
And then after that, yeah, I guess John would just go for the evening, drink quietly, read this book.
Bruh, Nate, the most inconvenient timing in the world, bro. Wow. Wow.
Damn.
This man's been messing around with the cameras now.
Okay.
Oh.
Trying to reorganize them, and then you
Well,
have
I'll
to.
hop off. Just message me when you're good.
Nope, don't hop off. We're good.
No, just turn your camera on.
Okay.
Just turn your camera on.
Okay, I was curious because you didn't have the Google Meet, so I thought I'd just.
Yes.
Yeah, we couldn't get a hold of
unfortunately have
Diego.
to use Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he's traveling today because the tickets weren't booked for him by him.
Uh,
Anyway, let's get back to the session.
Thankfully, you can just undo everything you do. So that's what I did.
It's okay. It's okay. The name
Actually,
of the
perfect
session is
timing.
Trainwreck. Yeah, perfect timing.
Yeah.
It's not the story that's a train wreck. It's just the session. That's just how.
Shall we give him
visual force?
Shall we give him
The
a brief?
wizard is never late.
Shall I give a brief summary of all that happened?
Please,
want,
if you would, yeah.
Okay, so the last session ended where we had just succeeded, right, in killing the 2 Red Reverends. And the professor was awake, Professor Feckfumble. And then at the start of this session, we had Saul go dispose of the bodies properly for us. And we tied up the professor, we gagged him, and put a blindfold on him. Then we rode back to Tenton, and we met up with Kryn. We gave the professor over to Kryn, and we also decided that he'll be keeping Alcibiades as well, so that no one's asked questions about the missing gold that we took from the country club. Not gonna kill them or anything. He's just gonna keep them for safekeeping. And then now we've snuck back into town, and Kryn's gotten us rooms at the Silken Splendor. Finally, and now, yeah, and then we met up with all the ranchers, women and children, and we've said that we plan to at 6 o'clock because there's a curfew in town. The curfew lifts at 6. So at 6, we're all gonna go to the barracks, and we're gonna go complain publicly while everyone's like out and about early in the morning, and we have the most amount of people. We're gonna go complain about them bandits.
So are we not? Am I misremembering? Didn't we need to go rescue Mr. Weejan or something, or was it just intercepting? Okay.
It was, right? Were we supposed to go break out Mr. Weejan?
Well, you just spoke to Kryn, who said that he's gonna send your boy here down the rails because he thinks that Mr. Weejan might need some rescuing out of the tunnel.
Okay. Oh yeah,
But
I guess
it's not necessary that you guys need to do that.
Fair enough. Would have been fun though. Yeah, so that's where we're at.
Fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Tunnel 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, so that's where we're at. So we're all in the Silken Splendor now, and we're having a drink before bed, before we put the rest of that into motion.
And that's when Saul shows up from burying the bodies.
Yeah, I said Saul is outside smoking a cigarette.
Okay.
Yeah, and then also Kryn is giving us train tickets to take the train up to the mountain pass. That leads to a Bay Gate, because that's where Allie's like family is, and where the Colt brother or the Harder brothers came from, or that's where John thinks they came from. So he's investigating the invader activity in the area.
Yeah.
Stop smiling, bro.
It's an excuse. It's an excuse. He's got a crush.
No, dude.
Yeah, it's where he's decided that they were.
John and Al sitting in a tree.
Dude,
K-I-S-S-I. Sorry.
Yep. Ship it.
John's middle name is
Ship it.
Simp.
Ship it.
It would never work between us. We can't.
Ship it.
Forbidden.
Forbidden love, half elf and the dwarf.
I'm a little disappointed. I was thinking about it the other day, and I thought you were like a Tolkien kind of guy, but she doesn't have a beard.
Yeah, I know, right?
You should really have a beard if you're like a true Tolkien.
Hey,
Like,
also,
Canonically, in this world, dwarves do have beards, but they do wax their beards for modern beauty standards.
Okay.
That's what the world is like.
pretty
So-
cringe,
Terrible, right?
bro.
so question for
Pretty
you.
cringe, bro.
When we questioned the Red Reverend Dwarf, what did he say about Sun Hill Station again? That there was a
That's
guy
where,
there that we need to talk
Yeah,
to?
that's where this guy that Saul's at.
Oh, yeah, that was one of the dudes on his list, right? Basically.
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah. So that's where we're at, and then we're gonna do the complaint, and then soon supposed to take a train to the Mountain Pass, heading to Baygate.
Okay, cool.
Okay, then. Is there anything else you'd like to do for the evening, or should we proceed to the morning?
How about a performance?
Oh.
I giving everything that has happened. He tries to put up a performance. He puts down a. He doesn't use the stage this time. Actually, no. He will use the stage, and he'll make some crude puppets out of the blue, and he'll have one crudely shaped as John, one crudely shaped as Lula, one crudely shaped as Aslan, and another one crudely shaped as Saul. He takes a few minutes. He casts his Unseen Servant. He also uses Mage Hand. He has all these puppets coming up, and he'll make the mimicry, and he would kind of recount what has happened in the past day or two, and in the end,
Including the train wreck?
not the minus the train wreck.
Yeah,
I'm
please be
talking
more
about just the
specific about the things you
drama.
like.
The drama.
Yeah, I think he
The
means
internal
the
drama.
bandits and stuff, right? Like the,
The
ranch
bandits
being
and the ranch.
attacked.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
would tell that. He would tell that story.
Thank you for being specific. Good.
Yeah, telling the tales of the heroism, telling the tales, the internal conflict, not in full detail, but like the gist of it. And in the end, he'll say to Saul, in Saul in particular, and it's like, it'll take time, so it'll
That's
be a
fine.
while before I could heal these wounds that I harbor for you. I mean, the wounds that you inflicted.
Saul's
that-
going to hand him one of his rolled cigarettes.
Actually, human hand comes over the stage, takes a cigarette, and goes back down. And you hear a strike of a match. It's like, all right. And it's like, but do you know, I do appreciate what you're doing, all of you. And if you give me time, you do deserve forgiveness, not only from me, not only from the family, but you also do deserve forgiveness from yourselves. Just give it time. Give me time. And give yourself time. And then I close the curtain And I say, "That's all I got, guys." And I just
It's
pack
like
up.
a slow clap, but the ranchers start to then like get involved and they all cheer, like "Woo!
I feel
Let's take
bad.
him
I
to
didn't
the
realize
bar."
that was a. I didn't realize that second part was the puppet show. I shouldn't have interrupted the puppet show. Sorry.
Havel goes out the cigarette and just walk out the door.
What did you
Just
say
like,
again?
just you can tell that from his body language, he's emotionally spent and just going outside or just having me time.
You'd have to make your way like out of the pit. So as you're leaving, people are like, "Woo! Tell our story."
Yeah.
Yeah. And and that's all I got.
That's all she said, folks. Well, that wasn't exactly rousing, but I suppose it takes time to craft a masterpiece. Some of the ranchers are saying. You told the story very accurately. For some of them, it was a little bit too accurately. Too soon. Too soon.
Right. But this is Havel's ways of trying to heal himself. And he's doing it through the arts. And if he had to tell the world, so be it.
Yeah,
He'll take the consequences.
I appreciate the artist in that. Though the ranchers were expecting like a show, weren't expecting art. They're like, well, it was a bit strange, I suppose.
I know, but hey, an artist is very temperamental. It does they do what they feel at the moment,
Yeah,
not what the
true.
situation calls for.
A rooster cries the next morning. It's around 6 a.m. You guys start to hear people moving and rustling in the streets. What is everybody doing? Who wants to proceed? Soul, you're up first, probably doing push-ups, I guess.
Yeah, he's probably out doing his drills out back somewhere.
Are you there, Lula?
Yeah, actually, I was gonna
Yeah.
say I think maybe he gets he if Lula is not awake on her own volition, he's gonna wake her up.
And not on my own volition, but I am there. Yes.
Because she's got like these gauntlets now, right? Like these weapons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's gonna wake her up and he's gonna say, yeah, seeing as how you've got proper equipment, I think I might be able to show you a thing or two.
All
And
right. All right.
just be running through different fighting techniques. Trying to help her compensate for the added weight to her hands.
Nice. Still maintain the same speed on the. Gotcha. John, the ranchers are waiting expectantly outside your door. Wondering what to do.
Right. John comes out.
There's a small crowd of at least like 10, 15 people already gathered. They're ranchers. They're used to waking up early in the morning.
Well, you're all up
Morning
already.
to you.
Morning, Oda.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I lost track of time.
Good morning, John. Oda says back.
So, is everyone ready? I think I am.
I suppose we is already. Though Saul and Alula, they're outside.
Understood.
Yeah.
Right. Let's gather everyone up and let's head to the barracks before everyone leaves for work. And he would walk
All
off
right.
hastily.
Get up, y'all. One of the ranchers shouts. You notice that the women and the children are also ready. Some of them even seem to have small signs that are badly spelt, saying, "Rescue the ranchers," and other such slogans. Y'all got a chant for us? One of them asks.
Yeah, there's really more. This is all John's idea, so
We don't need a chant yet. But when it is time to chant, just chant Ranchers United.
okay, that's pretty good, I guess.
Done got no rhythm, but I suppose it's to the point.
You'll know when it's time.
Well, you give the cue then.
So,
You guys make your way to
so,
the
so
streets. People are indeed moving and going. It seems rather busy as the curfew is lifted. And there are patrols of bluecoats marching up and down constantly, as well as bluecoats on the corners.
right. We take our group and we walk towards the barracks or the jail or wherever.
Okay.
I guess the jail would.
So in the town, there are only a handful of buildings, as I've shown you. Actually, let me put in the Albay Rodeo while we're there.
Okay.
Might as well, because the town is indeed in the Albay Rodeo. Where is good old Tenton? Tenton Town. Tenton Town Center. So as you can see in Tenton Town Center, there is the railway office, there is the sheriff's office, then next to the sheriff's office, in the south there's the blue coats like main tent, which is in red, and then they seem to have a small tented barracks. Oh, sorry, I'm actually wrong. The stables in the north. My bad, completely. And then you see the one tent that's right next to the rail station. That's their headquarters, and then they have a small tented yard, like right next to that. So the sheriff's office is the one with the horses and the axe beaks running in the front, and then behind that there's the blue coats main area, right next to the rail yard.
Okay. So northeast building, right, is sheriff's
Yeah.
office. Yeah, we would go to the
That's the
sheriff's
one.
office.
You guys make your way to the sheriff's office. Within, out of one of the bar windows, you see Jameson's face, and he almost looks excited to see you. Hey, yo! I done confessed. I did it. Says.
It's like, you did good.
Well done,
I
James.
hope so.
Well done, James. You're a good boy.
They said they're gonna give me some time, but I think I did the right thing. I'm gonna turn my life around in there.
Good. You'll be glad you did it.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
You.
So
Bless you.
so after this exchange, John would look around for a tall, like a high place to stand, or like a crate that he can move to place it on the ground somewhere in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
And he would stand up upon it, and he would cast thaumaturgy, and he would put a hand to his neck, his throat, and he would speak with a booming voice, 3 times louder than normal. And he would say, "Hear, hear, all with ears to listen. Here before you stand the women and children of the western ranches, who have helped provide all you fine people with good food at a fair price. Just like you, they have done nothing but try to make an honest living. But recently, a shadow has been cast over their lives. A company called the Property Investment Group has recently taken interest in their lands and has since begun a hostile takeover by all means necessary. They are poisoning their water. Yes, indeed. They are poisoning their water. They are killing their livestock. And they even attempted to murder Old Man Hare by hanging him upon the wishing tree. Had me and my friends. Yup. He did it. They did it. And they would have done it too had me and my friends not arrived when we did. Because of all this, And since the blue coats won't do a damn thing about it, we've now banded together as the Ranchers United. Anyone who comes to take our lands and our livelihoods away from us will taste lead. And not only this, we are looking for people, honest people, hardworking people that are trying to make a good living. You will find family, you will find camaraderie, and you will find work and a place for you and your families if you decide to join us. The last band of bandits that the property investment group sent to our ranches now is a black stain upon the sands. Let this be a message to any who would dare come and try and take that away from us.
From inside the sheriff's office, you hear some shouting and some commotion. The sheriff seems to peek his face. He's an old, grizzled, human man. He stares up and down at you with his gray, short-trimmed beard. Now, what's all this damn commotion about? But you speak over him because your voice is so booming, you know. And as he tries to speak, some of the ranchers start shouting, "No, hold on, shut your face!" As he's trying to speak, and then a small, little commotion starts, and he goes back inside and slams the door behind him. You're able to continue the speech. What you notice is he goes inside, and you hear some shouting, and there seems to be a blue-coat individual with a very fancy hat on, a very big gray mustache, and he doesn't shout. He doesn't even raise his voice. Simply sits there behind the window, looks out at you, sips a cup of tea, and then closes the curtain.
So once John finishes his speech, he puts his hands up and he starts shouting, "Ranchers United! Ranchers United!
Ranchers
Ranchers
United!
United!
Ranchers
Ranchers
United!
United!
Ranchers
Going to
United!
fade away.
Ranchers United!
Commotion.
Ranchers.
Ranchers United! Ranchers United!
And then hopefully people start shouting and clapping and stuff.
I'm
So give me
definitely
a
going to take
performance
this
check
moment
for
to
the
hide
speech.
in case something happens.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can hide. Give me a stealth check if you like.
That's 22.
Ooh,
Ranchers
gotta roll that with
United.
advantage, but okay, I got
Oh
a
my
19
God.
and a natural 20.
Wow.
So I got 29 and a 30.
Wow.
Okay.
I feel like I just used up all my luck for this session.
Might as well call him Batman.
You know, in Assassin's Creed, where you just stand and then you turn gray and everything around you and all the people around you turn gray. That's Saul right now. He's just gray. People can't see him, even though he's right in the bushes. You know.
Like Homer Simpson fading into the bushes.
Yep, exactly.
And people are spelling ranchers really badly in the chat. There's Ramchers United, Rangers United.
Ramcheck.
Wait, what? Oh,
The R is backwards, right?
Joke.
what?
So, what did you get on the performance check? Sorry, John.
22.
22. The crowd, which has now been gathering, due to your loud voice and also the compelling sound of your message, has indeed started chanting along with you. And as they start chanting along with you, you hear the shouts from within, dulled now by the sound of the crowd, increase. And finally, you see the old blue coat, his coat adorned with fine golden finery, good grey moustache upon his lip. And he appears to be at least perhaps half elven, similar to John, perhaps. He stands tall and rather regal looking, and he comes out with his large hat. Please do tell me what is all this rabble about now? Silence! Silence! He shouts as two blue coats come out, and he draws a pistol from his hip and shoots a shot off into the air. I'm gonna roll an intimidation check. Now silence, you lot! Now what is this? No one silences. The chant continues, and in fact, the sound of the gunshot echoing into the air increases the heat and the tension from the crowd. And the shout gets even louder.
Ranchers United!
Well, Saul's going
United!
to Assassin's Creed drift closer to the guy that just shot in the air.
3 bluecoats step out with the sheriff stepping behind the man, drawing his own gun. The bluecoats seem to step out, having their gun, their brown brass besses. Excuse me. Let me get a grip. The 3 bluecoats surrounding him seem to step out their brass besses with within just feet of where the crowd is now, trying to hold them somewhat at bay. But the chant continues. The horses grow restless. And now everyone starts to look a little bit worried. How are you guys going to proceed? Because these guys are standing there.
All right, so John
They're
is
looking shaken.
John's gonna stop chanting, and he's gonna raise his hands again to try and quiet the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do quiet down, he would say, "All right, there. Let's not escalate things any further. Now I'm gonna take the women and the children. And we're gonna head back to the ranches. And any who decide to come be a rancher, just know that we have 2 rules: you don't cause trouble, and you pull your own weight. All right? Trying to earn an honest living, you know where to find us." And he would hop down, and he would gesture the ranchers to follow him. And
Oh,
yeah.
you. The man starts shouting at you, but it's somewhat lost in the chaos of the crowd. Greenhead, retrieve that greenhead individual.
I'm gonna ready an action for if they pull guns and aim them at my good friend John Morello.
Well, one of them seems to have a gun, at least aimed in the direction. The other one lowers his gun and seems to grab out for John and say, "Roy, come with us. We need to talk to you."
Okay.
If you wish
So
to
if
talk
he's-
to us, we can speak right here. I have nothing to hide.
You caused a lot of trouble there. You know me, you want to talk to. He like gestures over behind his shoulder. He goes, "Please just talk to him. It'll make my day easier."
Not trying to cause trouble. I'm just trying to be heard. Here we are making a formal complaint for you here, Bluecoats, for everyone to hear and see, to know of, that the property investment group has been attacking the fine, honest folk of the Western ranches. You're saying that I'm causing trouble? You're not even doing your jobs. Who's to protect us? You guys are so interested in that damn tunnel, and you don't even properly patrol the lands out west where your food comes from.
No. This is poppycock. This is out of our jurisdiction, first of all. It's not my responsibility to run branches in the west. But secondly, we've had no such report until yesterday. Not until your lot showed up and started en masse flagging the sheriff's office.
Well, I guess the report's made then. Is there anything else you need of us? Since you're not going to help anyways?
No, I must know the meaning of all of this. Why?
Why what?
You have it.
We're being attacked, so we've gone to the law. Is that not what we're supposed to do?
But bandits, you say?
Yes, bandits
And
hired by the property investment group.
You do have an
No, this is a big
eyewitness.
game. Do you have any proof of this?
It's sitting in your cell.
Indeed, but this one just told us that he was hired. Didn't say by who.
Come. What rank is he, Captain?
Ask in character. Do you know blue
Captain.
coat? Do you know like the ranks and the orders? Do you know all of these things? Do you have any
You know-
military history knowledge, Havel? Actually, you're a bard. You probably would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you know? Let me give me 1 second because I do actually have to look it up. I think he's a captain. Just address him as captain for now until I correct you.
I said, come now, Captain. You seem like a well-educated man. You know how to put 2 and 2 together. You know that there's only one entity out of this whole place that has the weight, the influence, and the pull to do something like this. You know it's PIG. So let's dispense of the ignorance because we both know we're not that. You know who's involved and who's in charge.
No, I don't believe I've heard anything of the sort, actually. I don't even know the property investment group of which you speak. He is a captain, by the way.
Question for you: from the papers that John took, I don't remember if there was any concrete evidence linking the PIG to the Colt Harder gang.
Didn't we have like their journal?
Well,
or something?
you have a rather vague calendar. You have a note that was written in code. And beyond that, you have Vic Fumble's stuff. None of it is particularly concrete.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
circumstantial at best.
In that case, he would not turn them over.
That's I think that was an easy decision to make then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
These big claims you're making now. Do you have any evidence to present?
Oh, we have witnesses. So we should.
Indeed, but humdrum, a dozen witnesses can be rabbled up from any lot, and he looks around at the dirty ranches. This lot isn't exactly the finest sort, you know.
Can Lula interject?
Please.
Lula interjects at that rather ignorant statement of like, I don't want to be a witness, and she by like pushing the captain on the shoulder, angrily, and saying,
If you try and get close enough to touch the captain like that, the other bluecoats will step in the way. This conversation is being had with a little bit of space.
Okay, fair enough. Then Lula will step up angrily to towards John, I guess, and then
The bluecoats will step up angrily in return.
And Lula would say, Mr. Captain Man, if we can even call you that. An innocent man was almost hung by a tree. And you're going to do nothing about that because of lack of evidence? These people have been harassed by the PIG, and there's nothing you're going to do about that? And I lost my accent.
Now, little lady, all of these are rather large claims you're making, but you can't. Big claims require big evidence.
So then, okay, so all right, fine. Next time there's gonna be a problem. There's a problem at the ranch. We're just gonna give you the dead bodies. Then maybe you'll do something about it. Then.
Well, how rude.
Rude. Do your job by penal.
Now the blaspheming. How preposterous.
I step out. I'm just like, Captain, you know that these folks are just simple folks trying to make their lives.
Simple is the word for
it. And you are leaving no choice for them to take arms and defend themselves. If you want order, I suggest you start investigating, even though we don't have concrete evidence. Is this your district? Yes or no?
I'm Sergeant Tenton. What would you have me do? Please do tell me. I have 2 troops under my command. Am I supposed to send a whole sergeant, one of my sergeants, and a whole troop down to some ranch to deal with some petty bandits? Well, there's a war going on. You do know that we are currently under siege. The beasts are in the inner frontier. Have you not been reading the paper, boy?
I've been reading, but To win the war outside, you need to win the war within. There's a war brewing inside, Captain. If you don't deal with, you're gonna have two fronts instead of one. So
It's not
choose
a threat,
wisely.
civilian.
No, not a threat against you. It's two headaches you gotta deal with at the same time. If that's what you want, then continue on as is, Captain.
Look,
I'm just telling you what's going on. I'm giving to you it
No.
straight.
it's clear the bluecoats that the law does not care, or they're incapable of protecting us. Unfortunately, what that means is that we only can rely on ourselves and each other, make sure that we are safe. Now let's go. I think our breath is wasted here. Do what
I
we're
have a I have
yeah.
a quick question. Are all the bluecoats like stepped outside of their office during all this?
There's 3 outside with the captain, as well as the sheriff.
Okay. Would it be possible, since I rolled so well on the stealth, to like get a look through like a side window or something off to the side and see if there's anybody in there?
Sure. There seems to be one blue coat looking anxiously out through the window that peeking through the curtain that the captain closed.
Is it the
There's Jameson inside. There seems to be some other old, looks like a drunk, sleeping it off in one of the cells. That's it.
okay?
Are you looking for anything specific?
I was thinking I might try to break in while they're having their conversation, and maybe either just slip the keys to our boy Jameson so he can get out when he wants to, and then I might also check and see if they have any documents lying around, any standing orders, possibly connecting
What
to the
I
war.
will say is the sheriff's office is actually rather securely designed, being one of the few buildings in Tenton. It's basically a bunch of wooden poles, then like hammered and nailed together with support beams, and then with the roof put on top. So the only way in or out is through the front door, and then there's another door that leads to a small corridor that has all of the cells in it.
Okay, so it's just the
The
front door.
cells are like bars that go to the outside, but in order to get to the bars, you first have to go through another door and then go like basically on the inside of the cells.
Do
Do you know what I
they
mean?
do they have a skylight?
No.
Oh, that's too bad. That's fine. Just peeking through the
Seems
bars
to
and
be
stuff.
a tin roof.
Okay,
No.
all right, that's fine.
Is that it? Is that all
Yeah,
you
that's
wanted?
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I could. Yeah, I'm not.
Eh,
I'm not gonna slip through while the guys are outside, even with the 30.
yeah. It is a rather rusted tin roof, and some of the beams and wooden poles are a bit old, but it seems the bars inside are not.
Um
John?
yes, so John would gather all the ranchers, and he would buy a cart really quick, attach it to his horse, and then
Okay.
put the children on the cart, and then all walk back together.
Okay. You can minus the money from a cart.
Wait,
Though at
wait,
this
I'm sorry.
point,
Allie's still with us, right?
Owl is still with you guys, yeah.
No, screw that. Let's skip going back to the ranch. We'll let the people go back to the ranch on their own. They can take John's horse, and the cart and stuff, and then we'll wait for the train to get that started.
Okay.
Luna hugs
Okay.
her siblings and family. Goodbye. That makes sense. But yeah.
They will give you big hugs, and there's some tears. And this is not the first time that Lula's been at tears leaving someone at the railroad tracks on the east of town, or the west of town.
I think that's it. We would just hang around and wait for the train. Maybe talk to
Okay.
people, get a feel for how the workers of Tenton, how they felt about the cause.
Well, a couple of them definitely seem to be interested, and some of them even are interested in traveling back to the ranch. There's some of the dejected miners. There's some of the laborers who quit working, but then of course, because they quit working for the ARC, they couldn't get a train ticket home with the ARC, so they just stuck waiting around, rather hopeless and dejected. And now they're coming with you
Also,
wherever you go, basically.
who's the most responsible of the ranchers that are there currently? Is it Oda?
Probably Ma.
Oh, Ma. Okay. So Ma would go and speak. I mean, John would privately go speak with Ma, and he would mention to her the fact that there's a very valuable vein of celestial within the ranchers' lands, and he would ask for them to go and begin like prospecting that and surveying it, see see like who specifically owns that land to see if they want to
We
make a
we already
partnership.
know that's
That's Grace.
that's the halfling guy, the old guy.
Hares, it's old man
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hares'
Hares.
Old
land.
Man Harry, yeah.
Okay, but
The
we'll
south border of the Hare Ranch, yeah.
yeah, he would ask her to check with Old Man Hare to see if he's interested in doing a partnership with the other ranchers for them to prospect it.
They'll begin discussions, I guess. Is the gist of the answer that you get, because it's a bit of a complicated conversation.
Yeah, it is.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then that's it. You would send him off.
I'll be right back, guys.
Alrighty.
No worries. Just mute yourself. He didn't mute himself, did he? I'm gonna mute him.
Yeah, I can mute him.
I did it.
All right.
Yeah, no, I like the idea of the ranchers working together to prospect that celestial. That's a good idea. Make enough money off of that to make it a real business, you see.
Indeed. And it'll be able to finance their security.
We should I've heard stories about these big forges out in these big cities, and it would I think the smart thing to do would be to deliver something like that to them. Get somebody who knows their stuff. We could make they could probably make some fine material. Really put the ranch on the map, you know what I mean?
John knows there's one such forge in Baygate.
Where is it?
There's a factory. It let me get my map. Let's double check so I don't get this wrong.
Will it fit in his bag of holding?
Oh my lord.
What, all the Celestial?
No, the forge. It's joking.
No. No. No, it's
What?
not exactly my beautiful map
Ooh,
of Baygate,
pretty.
the city of
Hey, look at
canals.
that. Hey, hold that back up. Hold that back up.
Yeah, hold on. Let me take a
No.
screenshot real
No
quick.
time.
Hold
No
it back
time
up.
for
I want to see.
screenshots. Excuse me, the only person who can actually look at this map, to be fair, is John.
Okay, that's fine.
John,
But
I'll consider
me,
giving the map.
your
I'm
friend
so
wants
sorry.
to see it.
So
My eyes are closed.
What's that down there? Is that a? Should we blur that out?
What, the lighthouse?
Is that what that is down there?
Lighthouse.
Hanging off. It's kind of.
John would say,
I don't know.
yeah, that doesn't sound like
NSFW.
a bad idea, but I imagine Special Forge is pretty big. Not sure how we would get one down to
Well,
inches.
we'd I'm probably speaking, out of my jurisdiction.
It's in a
but,
place. John knows this. It's in a place known as the fifth quarter of the industrial quarter.
I'm saying that you can only think of one forge that exists like that, and it's over there. What if they had their own forge over here, right on top of the the celestial vein? Like it cut out the middleman, just have it all ready to go right here. Seems like a
Imagine.
good investment to me. I'm no entrepreneur, but Just seems like a smart thing to do. Have a refinery right here.
Agreement. But I feel like that comes down the road. I imagine
Sure, I'm just saying it might be something that we talked to Mr. Weegan about on behalf of the ranchers. Might not be a bad idea if the ranchers want it.
that's true.
But
Might have some
he seems like
connections.
an entrepreneurial man. I think he'd see it as a very fine investment, and then we get some money pouring in here. This place becomes a lot more. If it's just a group of ranchers that join together, they're just going to send some union busters down here and just take the land all over. But if you get like an actual name attached to it, get another company, get their hooks in there, then a lot less likely to get messed with. If we can make that deal favorable to the ranchers, then all the better.
You're right. How about leave you in charge of that, Saul?
I don't. Well, now calm down. I was just thinking about it. That's all. I think
That's it.
I don't think I'd be a very good businessman.
That's
At
a
least
good idea.
not over the not above board anyway.
Hey, maybe we could have Mr. Weegan come live with us if he can manage all that for us.
Yeah.
That'd be ideal. He'd be the right man, or I guess dwarf for. But we'll see what his situation is once we come back. The pass. Yeah, I think that's it. When's the next train?
Have you still got Havel
Yeah,
muted?
hey,
Because he's
I'm
speaking.
muted. Sorry.
Dude, to be fair, you took your earphones off and you didn't mute yourself. That was the one thing we asked of you.
I did.
Anyway, continue.
Oh, I
Okay.
didn't see the icon.
So I say, Havel says that if we do make a new business entity to help these ranchers, maybe we can convince Archimedes to join us and probably stick it to his brother.
But do you trust his competence?
I think if he gets pushed in the right way and gets a little confidence, maybe help him get a lady friend to mend his heart, maybe he could be convinced. It's like I said, I think Mr. Weegan will be the better option, but in case that doesn't go well and we need a plan C, could use this little dark horse and maybe as a backup plan to the backup plan to the original plan.
Through that, something to keep in mind.
Plan E, maybe. I don't know.
Something tells me we need a plan all the way up to Z, dealing with the PIG, and now I'm starting to believe you and that you're not much of a whack job, John. But
Been trying to tell you that all along.
I thought it was just a hair. I thought it was a hair, but there might be some validity to your claims, and we need all the help we could get, and we need contingency plans upon contingency plans. But I like Saul's idea. Get a group, put a face on it, and I think Mr. Weegan will be that face.
And we would I've heard of this. I think they have a term for that. It's like the finder's fee or headhunters, maybe.
Headhunters.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
not
so
that.
headhunters has a whole different meaning. I don't know. What is it that you're looking for?
I'm just saying, we set this up. That's pretty. we'd be the only middlemen they needed. You know what I'm saying? They're
Well, the PIG has the tip of their spear. Will be the Ranchers Union's tip of spear, but they need a face. I
oh
could help
yeah,
try,
absolutely.
but
I was only saying that it could be pretty lucrative for us if that was a thing that you were inclined to be concerned about.
Look, it's not
well,
about the money. It's never about the money.
Well, it's never just about the money, obviously, but
It's a
money
means to
does
an
help.
end. But what good will money do us if the lands are taken over by monsters?
Well, that's what I mean. It's good all the way around, and it's good with the money too. I'm saying it's just a good idea in general.
Fair enough.
well, that's a discussion for somewhere down the line. Because remember, these are just simple ranchers trying to hold on to their lands. It's not like they are a big agricultural conglomerate like some like the PIG. So let's put on the handbrakes and talk about the finance fee another time. Right now, the most prudent thing to do is to make sure that the ranchers are united and on the same page. And we could get some sort of credence, not credence, validation to the public saying that maybe more will come to help them and give support.
Absolutely. So, what now, gentlemen?
Gotta go fetch Allie. Supposed to get on a train, head to the
Oh yeah,
the
that's
mountain
right.
pass.
The train ride with Allie.
So, John,
Been looking forward to that.
did you and Ellie get your own rooms? I'm sure the train's got a double bed for you two.
Well, maybe not a double bed, but you'd be amazed the sort of things you could get up to in one of those compartments. I would imagine.
It's really not like that. Look, I like and I care about Allie, but I'm also scared of her. Got too many issues for me.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent combination. Makes things spicy in the bedroom, John.
Look, if you guys are so interested in her, I just want to make sure that her siblings are okay. That we
Oh,
investigate any occurrences out in the mountain pass.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the Carter brothers were recruited by the enemy, and that's where they were transformed, I believe.
well, John, she hates me and Saul, but she took a little fancy to you, so.
I don't even know if that's true. I think it might be all one-sided, but I guess we'll see.
Look, she knows I have her back. She respects me for it. I think that's all it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that one alone. That was a good softball pitch. Thanks, Kyle. I'll leave that alone.
Yeah, we'll stop while we're ahead.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it PG. I'm trying to keep
The
it
silence
PG.
speaks volume. Yeah, no, the silence speaks volumes. It's okay. I think Kaio is done with you guys' bullshit. Hey,
No,
and
I'm
I
not.
know that John is.
Yeah.
And I know that John is.
But yeah. So we would go fetch
The
Al
next train,
wherever she is.
you guys can go fetch Al. You guys know the next train to be arriving the next evening, so you have a day at least. And on top of it arriving the next evening, you know that it only leaves the morning after that. So it is currently Wounds Day.
Oh yeah.
But the next train will only leave on the next. Excuse me. Oh, sorry, it's not currently Wednesday. It's currently Tides Day. The next train will arrive on Wednesday, and it will only leave again on Thursday.
Isn't Tides Day like the 4th day of the week?
Did I get it wrong, man? I got my own days wrong. Sorry.
Damn.
God damn.
Well,
No,
anyways.
Tides Day is Tuesday.
Okay, gotcha. So
Yeah,
it's leaving on
I was right.
No, Wounds Day,
I
you said?
was-
Okay.
Yeah, it arrives on Wednesday and it leaves Thursday morning.
Gotcha. Oh, shit. That's it. So in that case, we got freaking time.
I was right. That also means that maybe send a message to Aslan on the ranch that he should make his way
Oh,
before
yeah.
the train leaves.
Yeah, John would do that. He would cast sending and let Aslan know to meet us at Tenton. But
Oh, okay. Hi, John.
I'm starting to think here. So since we have so much time, heck, maybe we could go to the tunnel. See if Mr.
The
Weechen does
tunnel
need
is a
breaking
2-day
out.
journey, you guys.
It is, but all right, never mind.
Do you not remember you
Well-
guys went, spent a night at the ranch, then made the tunnel the next day?
I thought it was just because we wanted a long rest. I didn't think that was because of a real thing.
If you went the whole day, you'd arrive there long after dark, midnight, maybe even. It's a long ride. In the train, Tenton is the last stop before the tunnel. And ideally, Tenton would probably be the last stop before Delta, though that would make it the longest stretch of the train ride.
Heard.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I want to take a crack at making some health potions again. It's been a while, and we have a lot of time in our hands.
Do that. Guess we could just allow ourselves to take a couple of days off. Been going at it for feels like forever now, weeks.
Yeah.
You guys have
Fine
the
by
rest
me.
of Tides Day and the next Wednesday. By Thursday morning, you need to be on the train, otherwise you're going to miss it.
Let's just stay here and just regroup for Thursday.
Yeah, I guess we'll just take downtime.
Cool. Then I guess unless anybody else would like to do anything else interesting, let's end the session there with a bit of downtime. And when the next session picks up, we'll go through everyone's downtime and proceed on with the story as everybody makes their way towards the Paston. So if you're watching, please don't forget to give us a follow. We're so close to getting Twitch affiliated. And until next week, where we'll be here in the same place, I hope that all of your rolls are natural 20. Farewell, everybody. See you again on Quest and Quill, facing the frontier. Dun dun dun.
Thank you,
Safe travels, everyone.
Travels.